everyone, it feels great to be back. I took a much needed break, and when we had those hurricanes that came into the Tampa Bay area, I took that as a chance to get some much needed things done. I was able to accomplish a lot of work outside the channel that really needed some attention. Now, I can't promise that I'll be posting a video every day or even every other day, but I'll be posting at least a couple videos a week, especially now with the market heating up. And we have some excellent crypto-friendly leadership that's coming into power into the United States. So this should be an exciting 2025, next year that's coming up. I was also able to take that time to zoom out and look into some other blockchain projects besides the ones that are just talked about on this channel. There's a lot happening in the crypto industry, and this is a beautiful time to be alive. It really is. If you're invested in crypto, everything is getting ready to take off. And like I said, we're about ready to have some real leadership come in. There's going to be clear rules to the road. So this is definitely the time to be involved. All right, so there's a lot of exciting things going on. Donald Trump won the election. We're going to have a very pro-crypto president and administration in this next term. In this video, we're going to check out what this means for the crypto industry. Also, I'm going to go over some American blockchain projects that are expected to flourish in the coming months. Well, everyone, we have reached the end of the year, and D'CENT Wallet is throwing an incredible end of the year sale. Now, with the prices of these assets going up, it's best to keep that precious money safe, offline, and onto a hardware wallet. D'CENT Wallet has made this the perfect time to do so. Normally, a biometric wallet is $159. Right now, if you purchase it through the affiliate links, you receive it for only $89. That's a 44% discount. If you decide you want to go with a 2-package deal, which is a good idea, considering if you want to diversify, also with the holidays around, you can give it as a gift. It's always good to have a couple different wallets for security. You can get 2 wallets for 47% off. That's $169. The normal price is $318, so you can see how much you're saving. This is perfect just in time for Christmas. If you have any loved ones that would love one of these, this is the perfect time to get it. Wait, it gets better. Not only are you receiving an incredible discount, but you're also able to participate in the mega airdrop. The first 1,000 customers that purchase a hardware wallet and submit their airdrop application form will participate in 5 different airdrops. There's 5 different coins that will be airdropped. 200 XAH, 3,000 BBB, 50 FIG, 1 EIOB, and 30 CTC. So to keep it simple, purchase a hardware wallet through the affiliate link, fill out your form, submit it, then sit back and receive your wallet and receive your airdrop in due time. All information is in the description.
Now is Kevin Roose, technology columnist for the New York Times. So Kevin, first off, just talk to us about how big a win this election was for the cryptocurrency industry. I mean, what significant changes does the industry think that it might get from a President Trump that it wasn't getting from a President Biden?
Yeah, the crypto industry is celebrating. They're popping champagne. They have gotten everything they could have hoped for up and down the ballot in federal races, in congressional races, in the presidential election. The crypto industry got what it wanted this election cycle. And some of those wins include removing or unseating members of Congress that were deemed hostile to crypto interests, such as Senator Sherrod Brown from Ohio, who's a big ally of the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, who is sort of seen as the primary villain within the crypto community. Under the Biden administration, federal regulators have been very tough on crypto. They have been suing and warning crypto companies for running unlicensed securities exchanges. There's just a lot of enforcement happening on crypto companies that they wish weren't happening. And so they poured millions of dollars into funding opponents to their perceived enemies. And in many of those cases, they won.
And this could mean the potential for a bit of an unleashing in the crypto markets. I mean, what's the potential implication for the economy at large? How much does crypto overlap with the current financial system? And could we see it more intertwined now?
Yeah, so right now the crypto economy has been sort of purposefully sandboxed away from the regular economy. That was one of the things that under the Biden administration, federal financial regulators were not interested in having the crypto economy and the quote unquote real economy be that interlinked and intertwined because of the potential for contagion and risk. But under the Trump administration, I think what we'll see is these things starting to come together. There have been a lot of big institutions, banks, hedge funds, et cetera, that have been reluctant to really invest heavily into crypto because of all the regulatory uncertainty surrounding it. And so I think in a more crypto-friendly administration, that money will come pouring in, and you may start to see millions of Americans investing in things like Bitcoin through their retirement accounts.
I have to imagine that there's a lot of people skeptical of Bitcoin, but then they just see it going through the roof and have to start questioning whether or not maybe they should get involved in this game. Is the risk associated with the crypto as a currency itself, or is it the structures around it? Because at the same time we see Bitcoin going through the roof, we see all the controversy with Sam Bankman-Fried and how that market completely fell apart. Explain to me how those two things work.
Yeah, so the risk of investing in any speculative financial instrument such as cryptocurrency is there, and even people in the industry say you should not invest money you can't afford to lose on these things. At the same time, the prices, as you noted, have been going up. Bitcoin is at or near an all-time high, and has been since the election, and that's because a lot of people see this as potentially a good investment, or at least a good short-term bet that the prices will keep going up because of all the changes in the administration. But I think it's also just we need to see more evidence that this technology, this cryptocurrency technology is actually useful for people for more than just speculating. I think that's the part that a lot of investors who are more skeptical of these assets have been waiting to see. Obviously, many of us don't spend cryptocurrency on everyday items. There are good reasons for that, but I think that's one thing that people hope will come out of this administration in the crypto industry is just a more mainstream adoption of this technology.
And maybe expand on that. I mean, what would it take for us to go into a store and use our Bitcoin to purchase something? How close are we to something like that happening?
I think we're fairly far from that, in part because one of the things that's preventing that is just the sort of fluctuation in asset prices. You wouldn't want to buy a new bicycle for $100 worth of Bitcoin when that same Bitcoin could be worth $200 tomorrow. It just wouldn't be a good financial strategy. So I think for a lot of people, the volatility is what prevents it from being useful as a truly everyday instrument.
And you touched on this a little bit, but expand on it a bit more. Just how powerful is the crypto lobby? Obviously, they invested heavily in this last election cycle. They were very successful. Do you expect their influence to grow in this next Congress?
Yes, absolutely. There is now a bona fide crypto lobby. They have their own super PACs and dark money groups. They have a lot of influence in Washington, D.C. Just recently, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, was on social media saying, like, this is happening. The amount of money pouring into Washington from the crypto lobby is truly unprecedented. And so we are starting to see not just sort of elections being influenced by crypto money, but also the more sort of subtle, nuanced places where the regulations are actually being written. People like Howard Lutnick, who is just named to or picked by Trump as his incoming commerce secretary, has deep ties in the crypto industry as well. So it's not just the official crypto lobby, but many of the players who will wield influence in a second Trump administration will have ties, either explicit or implicit, to the crypto industry.
Okay, a lot to talk about there. Kevin Roose, thank you so much for your time.
Now, this is amazing for the entire crypto industry. This is what the space needed. And it looks like we're going to have better clarity and rules for these regulators to go by, basically giving the green light to crypto to those that play ball, that play by the rules. Many people thought that Bitcoin was going to zero in previous years, and it's done exact opposite. In fact, it's reached levels people never thought they would have ever seen. This space is still growing, and it's going to evolve. There's a lot of people that are still not involved. There's still a lot of money that's going to pour into this space. But I noticed that it's changing. In previous cycles or previous seasons, people had to put their money into Bitcoin first to buy or purchase altcoins that they desired. Now, you could just put your money right into that altcoin. I noticed that it seems like a lot of these altcoins are actually popping off sooner than expected. And most likely it's because the money is flowing differently. Right now, I am very bullish on American blockchain technology. Donald Trump has stated when he was running for president that he was going to fully back American blockchain, that they were going to flourish. So it only makes sense that companies that are working with the regulators, that are already partnering with the government and financial institutions in the United States, are going to flourish. They're like a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. They're rockets ready to go off. So what we see what Ripple is doing with XRP, the XRP ledger, what we see what Stellar is doing with XLM, and a lot of people are not talking about Metallicus, but I'd like to bring them into the conversation. What Metallicus is creating, the technology, is incredible, and I think people should look more into it. You know, we see the early days of XRP fans fighting amongst XPR fans. That stuff is going to go away. We know when the big investors come in, they're not going to be worried about all that stuff. They're looking at assets to put their money into to make money. Now, there might be a lot of Ripple fans or XRP fans or Stellar or XLM fans out there that might not know what Metallicus has been building. Over a couple of years ago, they built an advisory board comprised of former senior officials from the U.S. Federal Reserve, the Office of the Comptroller of Currency, and executives with experience in regulatory compliance and internal audit at major financial institutions. Marshall Hayner, the CEO, stated that they built Metallicus with a vision that the future of crypto is secure and compliant. He also stated that the new advisory board will provide invaluable expertise as they advance their strategy to build the most customer-centric digital asset banking network, and it seems that they're doing just that. They have more of a personal feel, a personal touch with the technology that they're creating for everyday average people to use this, and large enterprises. Now, Metallicus has a few different blockchains that they have created. The main one, their engine, being the XPR network that actually powers Metal blockchain, which is their layer 0 solution for banks. So XPR network, it has smart contract capability. It is fast, zero gas fees. It's pretty much an instant settlement. They also have subnets for top security, which I'm going to dive more into this channel. So I'm not only bullish on XRP and XLM, I'm very bullish on XPR and Metal. Let's turn to Stellar XLM, which has been outperforming XRP. We're going to hear words from D'CENT, the CEO of Stellar. This is an older clip from a few years ago, but it just shows you how long they've been working hard, trying to push this technology forward, get regulatory clarity, and get people on board.
We do believe that clarity is needed because these are new assets. It's a new way of transacting with these new protocols that we spoke about, and I think it would benefit all of us in the ecosystem to have agreed upon definitions.
I think from the standpoint of what's available in the market today, one of the things that we need to do better in this industry, and I think we're working in that direction, is much like the early days of the web, we need to focus on consumer-oriented products that have a lot of information about the challenges and also brings the person through from a literacy standpoint so they understand. You look at user experience, you look at UX design, all of these things are really, really important. And as we saw in the early days of the web, it happened, it came together. We became better at educating the audience about what's available and what's out there. The nice thing about blockchain is you have immutability, you have records that are out there that can't be changed. This information is already leveraged by Chainalysis, for example, in Elliptic, to demonstrate the different things that are happening on chain. And I think it allows us the opportunity to create a lot more foundational efforts with respect to user experience and focus on these consumer protection issues that you're talking about.
Now let's turn to XRP. It looks like it's ready for a serious leg up, another serious leg up. It's been performing beautifully the past couple weeks, ever since the election. Let's hear from Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. He's going to speak on this new administration, the regulatory clarity, and what this currently means for the markets and how the markets are performing since this great news.
Norm Champ, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is here in a Fox Business exclusive in studio to discuss all of this. Okay, a 70% gain since Election Day. Let me guess, you are a Donald Trump fan, at least, of a presidency as he oversees a crypto world that he's very open-armed to.
For sure. What a difference 10 days makes. We, for years in the United States, have had an attack on the crypto industry. It's been war. And we finally, I think, have a crypto president. The crypto industry has embraced Trump. Trump has embraced the crypto industry.
He really has. He really has.
I think it's very genuine. And I think he sees the opportunity. He sees innovation. He sees entrepreneurship. And look, I'm very excited about what the future holds. I'll point out, you were saying that XRP is up 70+%. Since Election Day, the best performing crypto assets are all U.S. companies or U.S. technologies. This shouldn't be a surprise. The United States SEC has been manipulating and putting pressure on these U.S. companies, U.S. technologies, and now that pressure comes off and they explode upwards. So we shouldn't be surprised by that.
So that is since when that it's all U.S.?
Really, since Election Day.
Okay, since Election Day, then that really makes sense.
It does. And if you can even put a number on this, like what has Gary Gensler's war on crypto, you can put an amount on it. We went from 2.2 trillion to basically 3 trillion. So this was an $800 billion unlock just because we now are going to have rational actors who act lawfully. You know, as you know well, states have now even participated in suing the SEC and saying you are not acting lawfully and enforcing the laws.
I got to ask you, the price of XRP earlier this week spasmed. It jumped about 10% after you liked a tweet earlier that suggested you may have met with President-elect Donald Trump. Any truth to those rumors?
I mean, I think like many of your guests today, I'm not going to comment on too many specifics here. Suffice it to say.
Okay, that's a yes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I respect that. But to me, it's a yes.
We have been active throughout this election cycle in being very pro-crypto, pro-innovation. And how do we make sure that this Congress and, the president, obviously, it's a totally new day. And I could not be happier about a Congress that I think is, as Norm said earlier, your guest, we got to get away from regulation through enforcement. That makes no sense.
What about this yesterday, this lawsuit filed by 18 attorneys generals, I believe all from Republican states, suing the SEC, saying that they are allegedly overreaching when it comes to crypto regulation? Did you know that was coming at all?
We did not. And I say to all 18 of those attorney generals, welcome to the party. Look, we have been fighting, Ripple's been fighting this fight since the very beginning. We've spent literally over $150 million fighting the SEC, an unlawful war. And so I'm thrilled they're joined. I wish they would have joined earlier. But even in their case, what they filed cites the Ripple case over and over. And so they see what has happened. They see how Gensler has overreached. And I only wish there was a way to hold the SEC, hold Gensler, hold some of these people accountable.
And we should say that earlier this week, Robinhood relisted XRP on its platform, driven by what they believe might be this new, more welcoming regulatory environment?
For sure. I mean, this goes back to the U.S. has finally unlocking this hostility. And I do think things like Robinhood saying, I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner, but I'm glad they did it now. And, I expect
Robinhood, by the way, up 37% this month alone. Nice move for Robinhood. And Vlad Tenev, the CEO, has sat here and said that crypto has been a huge driver for their bottom line.
I mean, he said that it actually is an order of magnitude, a 10x decrease in cost in order for him to trade.
Brad, thanks for stopping by.
All right, let's check out the price on some of these assets. So we have XRP sitting at almost $1.80. It's been up almost 250% for the month, and this thing just keeps climbing. As you can see, it's had its cool-off period for the week, and it's just staying strong. It's really staying strong. Now, I wouldn't doubt if this thing just blows past $2 and starts heading towards the all-time high here very, very soon. We're about ready to see the afterburners come on. I know that December is usually a very bullish month for XRP, so it's going to be exciting to see what levels it's going to reach. Now, let's check out the price of XLM. As you can see, that it has gone up. It's been the best performer out of all these assets. It's gone up almost 500% for the month. It's had its healthy pullback, which is normal, much needed. And as you can see, it's ready for another leg up, which is very impressive. It's gone up almost 7% for the day, and it's gone up almost 20% in the past week. More good news for XPR fans, people that are holding XPR. We have gone up over 80% for the month, and we're having a pullback. This is a healthy pullback right now. And more people are learning about this project, and this is going to become more and more bullish. You know, you look at the price, it's unbelievable that it's sitting at this level. Let's check out Metal Blockchain. Now, I've been buying into this project little by little, and this thing, when it's ready, it's going to explode. I'm shocked that not more people are investing into this project. I mean, they're partnered with FedNow. They have the Bank Innovation Program. They're going around educating banks, trying to get banks on board. And I guarantee you there's talks behind the scenes. There's NDAs in place that we don't know about. And that's just going to send this asset soaring here soon. Now, the supply is very low. The market cap is tiny, but it's a real project. You know, there's a risk factor when you're putting money into a project that has a very small market cap. Does it have a real team? Are they working on real solutions? Are they following compliance or trying to with what we have to work with? You know, this checks off every box. So it's only a matter of time. Metal Blockchain is a ticking time bomb. And there's not that I know of any real layer 0 solution that's out there, and that is needed. This is going to be a perfect fit for the banking sector. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe so you can stay up to date with future content. As I stated, I will be making more videos here shortly. I am not a financial advisor. I'm also not paid for or sponsored by any of the projects talked about on this channel. I am a cryptocurrency enthusiast. I'm an investor, and these are projects that I like to talk about that I truly believe will create life-changing wealth. Take care.